Let's start our first news. Kamaru Usman is completely locked in for his massive middleweight showdown against Du Plessis, and he is making it clear that this is a dead serious run toward the UFC middleweight title. Inspired by his teammate Justin Gaethje's incredible late career resurgence, Usman believes he can write his own legendary comeback story and once again become a world champion. He understands exactly how dangerous Du Plessis is, but he is already studying every detail of his opponent's awkward, unpredictable style. Usman believes his years of experience against elite fighters with different skill sets have prepared him for this challenge better than anyone expects. Meanwhile, Du Plessis is equally motivated and has made it clear why he specifically wanted this matchup. After defeating Sean Strickland twice, he feels there is little to prove against another striker. Instead, he wants to answer the critics who continue questioning his wrestling and grappling abilities. By facing an Olympic-level wrestler like Usman, Du Plessis believes he can finally silence those doubts once and for all. He also pointed out that Usman owns a victory over Strickland and pushed Khamzat to one of the toughest fights of his career, making this the perfect test for both men. Speaking about his preparation, Usman reflected on the incredible variety of training partners he has worked with throughout his career at the Black Zillions gym. He mentioned names such as Rashad Evans, Vitor Belfort, Santiago, Jay Hieron, Eddie Alvarez, Luis Firmino, Michael Johnson, and Anthony Johnson. According to Usman, training alongside athletes of different sizes, styles, and skill levels gave him the experience needed to handle any challenge. He also recalled how Henry constantly encouraged everyone to spar with everybody, regardless of weight or height, so they could adapt to different speeds, movements, and unorthodox techniques. Usman says his biggest advantage will be trusting his experience, staying composed, and allowing his years inside the gym and the octagon to guide him when the cage door closes. Move on to another news. Terence Crawford has doubled down on his criticism of Ilya after the former UFC champion suffered the first loss of his professional career. Before the event, Ilya grabbed headlines by confidently claiming that he could defeat both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford in potential crossover boxing matches. Those bold comments quickly spread across the combat sports world, with many fans debating whether the UFC star could actually compete against boxing's elite. However, after Ilya came up short inside the octagon, Crawford did not hesitate to respond. Crawford, who was sitting cage-side during the event on the White House lawn, watched Ilya's performance closely from start to finish. Shortly after the fight, he took to social media and openly mocked the performance, making it clear that he was not impressed by what he had just witnessed. His comments immediately sparked reactions across the MMA community, with Conor stepping in to defend Ilya and push back against Crawford's criticism. During a recent interview, Crawford was asked about those viral comments and whether he still stood by them. His answer was a firm yes. Crawford reminded everyone that Ilya had previously claimed he would knock him out and even defeat both him and Shakur in the same night. According to Crawford, those statements crossed the line and showed a complete lack of respect for everything he has accomplished inside the boxing ring. Crawford explained that he would never make similar claims about MMA fighters because he understands the years of dedication required to master another combat sport. He said he would never enter the UFC and claim he could choke out elite fighters because he knows how difficult that challenge would be. In his eyes, boxing deserves the same level of respect, especially considering he has dedicated his entire life to mastering the sport since the age of 7. He went on to say that there is simply no way someone from another discipline could step into a boxing ring and surprise him with techniques he has never seen before. Crawford believes his decades of experience have prepared him for every possible situation a boxer can face. Reflecting on Ilya's performance, Crawford admitted he was underwhelmed. He said he watched Ilya repeatedly get caught by basic jabs and 1-2 combinations throughout the fight, leaving him confused about the hype surrounding the former champion. While he acknowledged that Ilya landed a few solid body shots and continued moving forward aggressively, Crawford felt that his overall performance failed to live up to the enormous expectations and ultimately ended in a clear defeat. Move on to another news. Islam Makhachev has surprised the MMA world after new details about his long-term future were revealed by his head coach, Javier Mendez. While many fans expected the reigning welterweight champion to continue competing for several more years, it appears Islam may already have a clear timeline for the end of his legendary career. According to Mendez, the champion has been seriously discussing retirement, even though he is still performing at the highest level and remains one of the most dominant fighters in the sport. Speaking with a Russian MMA outlet while discussing the future of Team Khabib, Mendez was asked about Islam's plans moving forward. During the conversation, he revealed that Islam recently shared his personal goal of retiring around his 34th birthday. The news immediately caught fans by surprise, as most champions usually continue fighting well beyond that age, especially when they are still holding a UFC title. Mendez explained that Islam's current plan is to have one final major fight before walking away from professional MMA. That bout is expected to be his official welterweight title defense against Ian Garry in August. According to Mendez, Islam specifically wants to face Garry because he is a tall, natural welterweight with a challenging style. Defeating an opponent like Garry would give Islam the opportunity to prove himself against a true welterweight contender before bringing his career to an end. From Islam's point of view, defeating a dangerous contender in a second weight class would be the perfect way to close out his journey in mixed martial arts. It would further strengthen his legacy as a champion who conquered multiple divisions while consistently taking on elite competition. Mendez also explained that this retirement philosophy is something shared within Team Khabib. He revealed that he and Islam recently had a conversation about the ideal age to leave the sport, and the number 35 has always been viewed as special within their team. He pointed out that Khabib also retired before reaching the age of 35, believing that fighters should step away while they are still healthy and performing at an elite level instead of waiting until their skills begin to decline. Another major factor behind Islam's thinking is financial security. Mendez emphasized that Islam is already very successful financially and has managed his earnings wisely throughout his career. Because of that, he has no reason to continue fighting purely for money. Instead, his focus is on protecting his health, preserving his legacy, and leaving the sport on top while still considered one of the best fighters in the world. Move on to another news. Conor is completely locked in for his long-awaited return at UFC 329, where he is set to face Max Holloway in one of the biggest rematches in recent memory. As anticipation continues to build, the former two-division champion has given fans a glimpse into his mindset, making it clear that he is feeling better than ever ahead of fight night. According to Conor, his entire training camp has been built on discipline, focus, and hard work, with absolutely no shortcuts taken throughout the preparation. During his interview, Conor also took aim at fighters who constantly share every detail of their training on social media. He believes many athletes post updates simply to boost their egos instead of letting their performances speak for themselves. In his view, true confidence comes from working quietly behind the scenes and revealing the results only when the octagon door closes. That has been the philosophy throughout this camp, and he believes it will pay off when he steps back into competition. Looking ahead to the rematch, Conor refused to underestimate Holloway despite remaining extremely confident in his own abilities. He admitted that he is fully prepared for every possible scenario, whether the contest turns into a technical battle or an all-out war. If the fight becomes a grueling test of endurance, he believes he has everything necessary to deliver another unforgettable performance. He described every fight as an opportunity to create a masterpiece and said rematches are among his favorite challenges because they generate even more excitement, emotion, and anticipation than the original meeting. According to Conor, rematches naturally build bigger storylines, create endless comparisons, and give fans another chance to witness history. He believes that excitement makes them great for both the sport and the business of MMA. When discussing Holloway specifically, Conor acknowledged that his opponent remains extremely dangerous and insisted his team has prepared for every threat the Hawaiian could present. He emphasized that danger will be everywhere inside the cage, and nobody in his camp is overlooking the former champion. However, when asked whether Holloway has improved since their first meeting, Conor gave a short but confident response. He simply said he does not care, making it clear that his focus is entirely on his own performance rather than his opponent's evolution. Meanwhile, newly crowned lightweight champion Justin Gaethje has confirmed he will be watching the main event from cageaside. Despite suffering a memorable last-second knockout against Holloway at UFC 300, Justin revealed that he has no interest in pursuing a rematch with Max and is instead keeping a close eye on Conor's long-awaited return. Move on to another news. Jon Jones has officially responded to the controversy surrounding his viral social media post following Alex Pereira's defeat, making it clear that he never intended to disrespect the former champion. After Pereira suffered his loss to Cyril Gane on the White House lawn, Jones uploaded a video of himself wearing a goat necklace. The clip quickly spread across social media, with many fans believing it was a direct shot at Pereira and his claim to greatness. However, Jones has now addressed the situation and explained that the message was completely misunderstood. According to him, the video was never aimed at Pereira. Instead, it was directed at the critics who had spent weeks claiming that Pereira would surpass Jones in the GOAT conversation if he captured another world title. Jones said the necklace was simply his way of responding to those comments, not an attempt to celebrate Pereira's defeat. Jones emphasized that he has nothing but respect for Pereira, and he wanted to make that absolutely clear. He even expressed hope that Pereira would see the interview so there would be no misunderstanding between them. Jones explained that one of the biggest reasons he respects Pereira so deeply is because of the kindness Pereira showed after the passing of Jones' brother. He recalled that Pereira took time to honor his brother with a moment of silence, something Jones said he will never forget. Because of that gesture, he insists he would never intentionally mock Pereira during such a difficult moment in his career. Beyond addressing the controversy, Jones also shared his thoughts on why Pereira struggled against Cyril Gane. In his opinion, Pereira entered the fight carrying too much weight. Jones believes Pereira would have been more effective competing around 230 to 235 pounds instead of weighing close to 250. He argued that the additional size reduced Pereira's speed and prevented him from fighting with his usual confidence and explosiveness. Jones also noticed that Pereira appeared hesitant throughout the contest. Rather than reacting instinctively, he seemed to pause and second-guess his decisions inside the cage. According to Jones, that hesitation can become a fighter's worst enemy because it causes missed opportunities and prevents natural instincts from taking over during exchanges. He also credited Gane for creating difficult problems throughout the fight. Jones pointed out that Gane's southpaw stance, speed, power, movement, and unpredictable attacks created the perfect challenge for Pereira. In his view, everything came together at the wrong time for Pereira, preventing him from building momentum, finding his rhythm, or ever truly getting his offense started before the fight slipped away. Move on to another news. Ian Garry believes he is just one victory away from making UFC history and cementing his place as the most successful Irish fighter the promotion has ever seen. Speaking during a Matchroom Talent Agency press conference, Garry confidently declared that his next win would give him 11 UFC victories, allowing him to surpass Conor for the most wins by an Irish athlete inside the octagon. The undefeated confidence continues to fuel Garry's rise, and he is convinced that a new era of Irish MMA has officially arrived. Reflecting on the incredible passion of Irish sports fans, Garry spoke about the unforgettable atmosphere created by massive crowds in Dublin. He explained that the support Irish athletes receive is unlike anything else and said he wants to be the fighter who brings the UFC back to Ireland. According to Garry, the country's fans have waited long enough to host another major UFC event, and he wants to be the driving force behind making that happen. Garry said he has proudly carried the Irish MMA flag throughout his UFC career and believes he is ready to lead the next generation of fighters. While acknowledging everything Conor accomplished for Irish mixed martial arts, Garry insisted that he is now prepared to become the next superstar of the sport. His ultimate goal is to headline a massive UFC event in Dublin, whether that takes place at Croke Park or any other stadium capable of hosting the promotion's return to Ireland. He believes the Irish fans deserve another historic night, and he wants to be the athlete leading that moment. As if those bold statements were not enough, Gary also shared his ideal game plan for his upcoming UFC 330 showdown against Islam Makhachev. Rather than hoping for an early knockout, Gary revealed that he actually wants the fight to extend into the championship rounds. He believes an early finish would only create excuses from critics who might claim the result was lucky or that Islam simply made one costly mistake. Instead, Gary wants to deliver 4 full rounds of domination before securing the finish in the 4th. He said he plans to systematically break Islam down, proving beyond any doubt that he is the superior fighter. Gary even predicted that he would announce the finish before making it happen, claiming he would deliberately draw Islam into carefully prepared traps before launching the decisive attack. With complete confidence, Gary promised he would finish the fight in spectacular fashion, leave absolutely no room for debate, and officially begin a new chapter in Irish MMA history with the biggest victory of his career. Move on to another news. A brand new video of Ilya has caught the attention of the MMA community after appearing online just 2 weeks following his defeat at UFC Freedom 250. The footage, which was shared by his hairstylist, Luis Blessin, shows the former champion looking completely recovered, with no visible bruises, cuts, or swelling on his face. Considering the amount of damage Ilya absorbed during the fight, many fans were surprised by how quickly he appeared to heal. As the video spread across social media, plenty of fans questioned whether the footage had actually been recorded after the fight. Because Ilya took several heavy shots during the contest, some people found it difficult to believe that all the visible injuries had disappeared in such a short period of time. The rapid recovery immediately became a major talking point across the MMA community, with supporters and critics sharing different opinions about the video. The speculation continued until the popular Instagram page Cage Culture shared a direct message conversation with Luis Blessin. In that exchange, Blessin confirmed that the video was indeed filmed after Ilya's fight against Justin Gaethje. That clarification quickly settled much of the debate, confirming that the former champion had recovered remarkably fast despite the physical punishment he endured inside the octagon. While the footage has generated plenty of discussion, Ilya's immediate future remains unchanged. Following the defeat, he received a 6-month medical suspension, meaning fans are unlikely to see him return to competition until the early part of 2027. Although the break keeps him out of action for now, it also gives him valuable time to fully recover, improve his skills, and prepare for the next chapter of his career. Even before his suspension is over, conversations have already begun regarding a possible rematch with Justin Gaethje. The first fight generated enormous attention, and many fans believe a second meeting could be even bigger if both fighters continue performing at the highest level. With Ilya expected to return healthy and motivated, the possibility of another showdown remains one of the most talked about topics in the lightweight division. For now, the biggest takeaway from the newly released footage is just how quickly Ilya appears to have bounced back from his first professional loss. Physically, he looks completely refreshed, and if the video is any indication, the former champion is already focused on moving forward. Although he cannot compete for several more months, his recovery appears to be well ahead of schedule, giving fans every reason to believe he will return stronger than ever when he finally steps back inside the octagon.